Okay, so multiple properties. This is for AND operator. So if attribute 1 is equal to attribute value 1 and attribute 2 is equal to attribute value 2. So if you want to use AND operator with CSS selector, you can use this way. And if you want to use either this or that, either this one or that one, if anyone is matching, then you can ask the driver to go and find that particular element. Then we use, in that case, we use the comma operator. We'll see an example of it, how we can use the comma operator. Okay, so let's take an example for it. Yes. I'll explain what this means. But before that, let us take Amazon website or something like this. Go to inspect that. Okay. So here what I want to do, I want to use the OR operator. So here we can use multiple tags as well. So what I want to do is, I'll inspect this element. Okay. Either ID is equal to this one, comma, uh, one more attribute. Let me try to find it. So here we are giving a comma operator. That means you find the element whose ID is two tab search text box, or if you are not able to find it, then find the element whose tag is in, or excuse me, whose tag is input and type is, and the attribute type is submit. So either this or this. If you find any one of that, it is well and good. So if you want to use an either or operator, either this or this, then we use it with you. Then we separate those two using the comma operator. Comma will work as or operator here. Clear all of you? So either this one or this one. So you find that an element whose ID is to tab search text box, or you find a web element whose tag is input and attribute type is equal to submit. So either this or that. You can use any one of that. So in order to use the or operator, we use the comma. Comma in CSS selector means or. Either this one or this one. Okay. So that is about the comma operator. And if you want to parent, immediate parent, or immediate sibling, or general sibling, these are the parameters that we use. These are the operators that we use. So immediate sibling of this one, if you want to get that, you use the plus symbol. You use the parent tag to go for just to the parent, immediate parent, and general siblings. So siblings, if you want to find, you can use this symbol. We'll see one by one how it works. Okay. So I want to find a web element whose ID is two tab search text box. So there is one element displayed. I want, if I want to go to from parent to child, any child I want to go. So let me first navigate here from there. So as input doesn't have any child here. So I'll first navigate to this parent. From there, I'll try to come to this child. Okay. So let me copy this one. So I have one tag whose ID is nav search bar form. So this is the parent. From parent, if I want to navigate to child, I can simply do it normally by using forward slash or something like that. But actually, in CSS selector, you can navigate from parent to child by using the greater than symbol. So if you use the greater than symbol, that means this is parent, or so just use the space also. That will work. So if you give the space, that means the first one is the parent and the next tag which you are writing here will act as a child. Okay. So that also you can do. Or otherwise, if you don't want to use the space bar, just use the greater than symbol to differentiate. Okay. So the first tag means any tag whose ID is navigate nav hyphen search hyphen bar hyphen form. From this is the parent. From parent, if I want to navigate to the child, you can simply use the space, or you can use the greater than symbol. Now I want to navigate to the child. Okay. So if I want to navigate to the child, I can use like this, use the greater than symbol. I want to navigate to the div child, and I want to specify the class. So I'll use dot. So here it is showing auto suggestions. Actually, for this form, there are three divisions. If you observe, this is the form. This is the form. Under this form, you have three divisions. That means three children. So it is showing auto suggestions. See, the first one is div, nav fill, div, nav left, nav right. Navigate to left, navigate to right, and navigate nav hyphen fill. These are the three children. So it is auto suggesting here. If you want to use, you can use any one. Okay, now if I click, so from the form tag, from the parent, this is how you can navigate to the child. And if you don't want to use the greater than symbol, you can simply provide the space. That in that case also it will find the results. Clear all of you? And from this, if you want to navigate to anything else, you can do it. Let me copy this one if it goes to the descendant. There is a space or what? Yes, here it is a space, so it is throwing error. So in class, if you are providing any class, you should be very careful. There should not be any spaces in between. You should auto replace all the spaces with dot operator. So as of now, we are in form. We went to the descendant. We went into this div tab. So here you can navigate by using the space or greater than symbol. From parent to any descendant or immediate child, if you want to navigate, you can simply give a space, or you can simply give like this greater than symbol. So greater than symbol is for immediate child. If you give space, it will be for all the descendants. All the descendants can be retrieved by using the space. If you want for immediate child, you can use the greater than symbol. Okay. So okay, this is about the parent and child and descendants. If you want to navigate to descendants, so in CSS selector, from parent to child we can come, but from child to parent we cannot navigate. So that is from top to bottom we can navigate. From bottom to top we cannot navigate. So that's this one of the main drawback in CSS selector. Okay, the next one is immediate sibling. Immediate sibling. Okay, as of now, so in this form, let me navigate to this div tag. So as of now, so under this form, I am in this div tag. I want to navigate to immediate sibling. Immediate sibling means this one. Navigate hyphen fill. If I want to go to that, I can simply write like this plus symbol. Plus, and what is the tag type? Div. See, it went to the immediate sibling. So we are currently in this div class is equal to navigate hyphen left. If I use the plus operator here, it will go to the immediate sibling. Whatever is the sibling which is immediate to it, it will go to that. So it is also auto showing here. So you have the immediate div is the immediate sibling of this one. So it is suggesting this one. So as there is only one, it will be selected. Okay. We cannot go to the above level, preceding sibling, we cannot go, only to the following siblings we can go. Okay. As we know, in to the top, we cannot navigate in CSS selector. So only following siblings we can navigate. Okay. This is about the immediate sibling plus operator. And if you want to go with the general siblings, so we'll see that as well. If you use this complement operator. See, it will show all the list of tags after this current tag, which are div tags. See, what I'm trying to show here is the difference between plus and complement. Plus symbol will return you only one tag, only one tag, that which is next to the current tag. Whereas general sibling, it will list all the all the tags which are below this one, which comes as this tag name, which comes with this tag name. So after we are currently in nav left. From this nav left, after this nav left, so whatever div tags we have in the same level, all those tags will be listed by using this complement symbol. Whereas if you use the plus symbol, it will just give you the immediate sibling. It will just give the immediate sibling. Okay. So that is the difference between the plus and complement operator. And apart from this, so we have discussed only these four things here. Apart from this, there are a lot many options that you can explore with CSS selector. This is one page where I found all these things. If you, I'll post this link in the group as well. So whatever options we have using this CSS selector, all those are available here. If you want to explore them, you can try them. Okay. So we have seen this one. So EF. So this one we have seen asterisk stands for all the elements. So if you want to use that asterisk, you can use. So irrespective of anything, if you want to use where you can use this star mark is I can say like you are not very sure about the tag name. So suppose see here. Let me show you. So you are not sure about what is the tag name. In that case, if you simply give star mark, so that means what you are saying is any tag, any tag. I'm not worried about the tag, whether it might be div tag or form tag or input tag or span tag, whatever it might be, any tag. So if you want to represent that one, you can use the star mark. So anything can be represented using the star mark. We can say it as wildcard. So in some places they represent the star mark as wildcard because for anything it can be used. For anything it can be used. So we call it as wildcard in some places. So star mark means any element, irrespective of anything, we can use that star mark. Okay, but if you know exactly what is the tag name, then you can use the tag name. But if you are not aware what is the tag name, then you can use the star mark. Suppose if you have two tags like input tag and div tag with the same ID, then it will list two. But if you want to be more specific, then you can give the tag names like this. If you are not aware of what is the tag name that you are going to get, or if you are not worried about the tag, whatever tag it might be, if you want a tag whose ID is this one, then you can use the asterisk symbol like this. Okay. So that is the one thing. And if you just give the tag name, it will list all the tags in it. So if you see here, I don't want anything like this. So if I give star, see, just to see the example, I gave the star mark. So it will show all the tags, 19 tags. All the tags it is showing. Okay. If I want the tags, so if I want all the div tags, okay. So if I just give div, so it is showing 634 tags. 634 div tags are available in this HTML page. So if you want to explore each and everything, they have given a proper explanation. And if you click on these links, they have given appropriate examples. So try to, so I have covered most of the things here. So this one we have already seen. This complement also we have seen. exact match. This is I think this we didn't cover. Complement equal to. We covered these three. Starting with, ending with, and contains. So these three things we have covered, and we have covered this last few things. Plus and complement here we have covered. So if you want to explore based on the requirement, you can take all those things. So if you, so we'll see few of them here. Nth child, nth last child. If you want to see, we will see it here. For this, let me take an example of make my trip. So generally we go for nth child or nth type of child for list items. So list items, if in that list, if you want to go to the first child or third child, third from last, third child from last. So in that cases, we use this type of tag. So generally we use this kind of attributes in when we have the list. So let me go to the Make My Trip website here. So here all these are list items, right? So let me go to that one. Okay. So this is the parent tag UL. So let me use this class. So if you want to use a class, you can just simply use this dot operator here. So you have one tag with this class. So if you don't, if you are not worried about the tag name, you no need to mention that. You can directly start with the dot. So if you want to be specific and you want to give the tag name, you can give. But without the tag name also, you are getting the result. So no need of providing the tag name, because that means with this class you have only one tag, that is UL tag. So that is why you are getting only one result here. So if you are having multiple results, then you can specify the tag name here. Like UL, you can specify. As we are getting only one results, so no need to specify that as well. So now from this parent, so this is the parent. From this parent, I want to, if I want to go to second child, nth child. N means I want to specify it second as second here. So if I want to go to this any 1 minute, it has no. This is well. No, I want to go to this one. I sorry, I selected the wrong one. I selected the wrong one first. So this is the class for this list. 1 minute. Sorry for that. Okay. So this is the main tag. So this contains 9 list items here. So from this list, so these are the 9 children of this UL tag. So this UL tag has 9 children. So first I located this parent. Once after locating this parent, I don't want to specify any flights, so any class name, but I want to go directly to nth child. That means third child if I want to navigate. So if I want to get the third child of this parent, so I can simply use the greater than symbol or a space. So once I use space, I have the list item. So so I have either a tag or div tag or li tag. So I want to go to li. So li tag. So in this li tag, give the colon. I want to go to third child, third child. So I'll specify n of type. Here I have to give the index. So I'll specify 3. If I want to go to the third child. Okay. So third li tag, if I want to go, this is how I can navigate to the third child of this parent tag. This is the parent and this is the child. As this parent has 9 list items, among the 9 list items, if I want to navigate to the third child, this is how I can navigate. See, I navigated to third child. This is the index. So whichever child you want to navigate, you can simply give the index like that. So based on that, you can navigate. See, so now I am in 4th. So this is how you can navigate. If you want to navigate to last, from last, third child from last, you have one more tag here. nth hyphen last hyphen child of n. Nth hyphen last hyphen child of n. So you can simply nth hyphen last hyphen child. Sorry. Nth hyphen last hyphen child of 4. Let me give 3 to be specific. Okay, why it is going on? Li colon n. Why it is getting erased? Just a minute. See, third child from last. So if you want to traverse in a reverse way, this is how you can traverse. From last, third child of this parent. Clear all of you? All of you, is it clear? So there are a lot of options which you can explore. So go through all of them. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So we cannot discuss all these things in the class. So based on our requirement, we'll be using it. So if you want to mouse over, whenever you place a mouse on a particular link, so it displays some text or some action it will be performing, right? So based on that, if you want to do anything on mouse over action, so see, this we call as mouse over. Let me close this one. So if you just place mouse over it, I'm not doing anything, just placed mouse on this, it is displaying some drop down here. If I move the cursor aside, it is not, the drop down is disabled. It is not visible. So if I place here, it is displaying something. If I move the mouse away from it, it is not displaying. So if so on this case, if you want to perform any CSS selection, you can use this H over. So they have given a lot of examples as well. So if you want to see the examples, you can click on this. So try to practice these things. Okay. Tag if it is enabled or if it is disabled or if it is checked. So if you want to see all these options, so you will have, so these things going forward, you will understand very well. So if you want to practice these things, you can make use of this page. It is very good. So if you want examples, if you click here, they are showing, they are providing a lot of examples also here. Okay. So if you want to practice, you can go and practice in this website. I'll provide the same link in the group. Okay. Any doubts still now in CSS selector? The most frequently used ones I'll be discussing. Apart from that, if you want to practice anything, you can just use this web page. I'll be providing it. Any doubts still now in CSS selector? All of you? Shall we go to the next one?
Okay.
So these two are more powerful. Going forward, most of the time we'll be using either XPath or CSS selector. So in case if we are using, if we want to use any ID or link text, in that case only we'll be using. So most of the time we'll be using either XPath or CSS selector. Okay. So the next concept is different, how to handle different types of web elements. Just a minute. There are different types of web elements available, like text box or radio buttons or check boxes or tables or uh, calendars. So how we handle these kind of web elements. So what are the different possibilities for a web element, different types of web elements that we have, and how we handle each and every web element. So that is our concept we will discuss. This is the next. Okay, how we handle different types of web elements, and what are these different, how many kinds of web elements we'll be having, and how we will handle each and every web element. So here we have different types of web elements, like text box is one thing, link, button, image, checkbox, radio button, drop down, calendar. So table also will be common, will be discussing under this calendar. So under calendar, we have two different types. One is web table, and other one is based on normal divisions. So we'll be discussing the table here under calendar. So apart from that, we have text box, link, button, image, checkbox, radio button, drop down, and calendar. So these are different types of web elements we have. So one by one, we will see how we can handle this text box. So in order to handle any web element, first task is to find that element, locate that element. So we have seen till now how to locate a particular web element. We have eight different locators to locate a particular web element, like ID, name, class name, link text or partial link text, XPath, CSS selector. So we have eight different locators to find a particular web element. Once we locate that web element, how we are going to perform the action? So if it is a text box, we will be providing some text using the send keys method. So this is how we handle a text box. We have already seen this one in many in Amazon website. So in Amazon website, this is the text box. We have already handled this one. First, we locate it, and we use the send keys. We use the send keys method to pass the text. So this particular type of web element, we have already discussed this one, and we have seen using the JavaScript executor. I think we have not covered this one. We clicked. We have seen how to perform a click operation. So if you want to pass any value to the text box, this is how you can pass. We will see this one. Okay, this is how you handle the text box. We'll see this example. New class. I'll take an example of this one. So check on Amazon. Sorry for that. Amazon.com. So here we'll find this text box. So how we can find, go to inspect, select this one, and so locate it by using the ID. So this is the ID. So what I'll do for ID in CSS selector, we can just provide the hash symbol and this one. So we got only one result, so I can use this one. So this is the CSS selector. So locating using the CSS selector. So driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. And this is the CSS selector. Once we locate this element, okay. So let me save it in one variable. web element search is equal to driver dot find element. So I'm allocating this particular web element and saving it in this variable. So normal way we know. So search dot send keys. This is how we pass the text, right? Using the JavaScript executor. So this is the normal way, traditional way. Using the driver, we will be passing the keys. So if somewhere, if the text box is disabled or it is hidden or something like that, if it happens, so you cannot, the driver will throw an error saying that the element is hidden and you cannot perform this action on this. So in that case, you will be using JavaScript executor. So using JavaScript executor, if you want to do this, let me create an object for this and convert the driver to JavaScript executor. So we need to convert the driver to JavaScript executor. Once it is done, no need to use this one. So we have je.execute. It has imported the wrong one. So it has imported from Cargill store software somewhere like that. So we don't want this one. We want to import it from Selenium open org.openqa.selenium. So if I click on this, let me, okay, select this option, JavaScript executor. You need to import it from org.openqa.selenium. See, now it came in now the proper import has been done. Now you can execute here. J dot it is okay. Now it will show you java.execute IE. Okay. IE I give. So IE.execute script. Here, the first argument should be the command which we want to execute. So I will give arguments of 0 dot value is equal to whatever text we want to pass. Chocolates. Within single quote. Okay, this is how we give. And what is arguments of 0? That means the web element which we found. So what is the web element here? Search. Okay, for that web element, the value which I want to set is this one. So if you observe the carefully, if you observe if you observe this tag carefully, as of now the value attribute, it is empty, right? So the value attribute as of now it is empty because we didn't fill anything. What we indirectly we are trying to do with this is for this web element, for this tag, we are setting a value for a particular attribute. As of now, the value attribute doesn't have anything. It is blank. Using the JavaScript executor, we are setting this value to this attribute. To the value attribute, we are passing some text. So when you run this command, when this command is executed, so what will happen? So whatever the text we are providing here, that will be assigned to this value attribute. So even if you type something here, see, it will change. So once I click on enter, if you observe carefully, see, now the value attribute will not be empty. So whatever text I have provided here, that will be coming here, right? So the same thing we are doing it from using the JavaScript executor. As we already said, JavaScript executor is more powerful. It will directly go into this HTML page and will try to edit the tags, the attributes. So it will try to modify the attributes. Here also we are doing the same thing. We are trying to modify this attribute for this web element. For this web element, we are trying to update the value attribute. What we need to update? Initially it was blank. Now we are updating its attribute value attribute to this one. This is what we are doing using the JavaScript executor here. Is it clear, all of you? Understood? What is the difference between normal driver? Normal driver, it cannot go here and update all these things. It cannot update the attribute values and all those things. But JavaScript executor, it has that capacity to update these attribute values as well. Suppose in future, if you want to update this value, autocomplete is equal to off is there. If you want to modify it to some other thing, so you can simply write arguments of 0 dot autocomplete is equal to something. If you want to assign some value, we can do it from JavaScript executor. Okay, so as of now, I want to update this value only. So value attribute I want to modify. So I'm giving the value attribute here. And for this value attribute, I want to assign this value. So this is how we can do it. Clear, all of you? So let me run this program and see. See, it provided the text as chocolates. I didn't give it using send keys method. I have used a JavaScript executor to pass this text. So this can be done in two ways, either send keys method or using the JavaScript executor. If you are using JavaScript executor, this is the thing that you need to do. Arguments of 0 dot whatever is the attribute here. As of now, here it is a value attribute. So what, before writing your code, you have to properly observe the tags and its attributes. So if I provide something, what is getting modified? If I'm not providing anything, what is happening? So you should observe all this one. Based on that, you have to write your JavaScript executor. As of now, we know that value is the attribute which will get updated if I type the content here. If I type any content and click on search, value attribute will alone be modified. So that value attribute, I am trying to modify it using the JavaScript executor. Using the JavaScript executor, I want to update this value attribute. So in that case, you can use this command to update it using the JavaScript executor. Is it clear, all of you? Any doubts in this part? Shall we move to the next web element? So the next web element is either link or button or image. So if you are finding any link or any button or any image on the web page, how you can handle it, that we will see. So link, we know. So if you want to handle any web element, the first task you have to do is first to locate that web element. Look for locating, we have locators. Once we locate that web element, then you can perform either send keys or click or whatever action we want to perform, we can perform. So as of now, we have seen send keys method for sending the keys. Now we will see for link or image or button. So I can see that this is a button and these are the links. So 1 minute, let me show you the links as well. So this is a link. If you click on this, some action will be performed here. So these are the links. So this is this image. For this image also there is a link. So if you click on this, it will navigate to one more page. See? So here in this page, a button. This is a button, search button, a link and image. All three are working in a same way. So if you click on that, they are navigating it to a new page. So this is a button, this is a image, and this is a link. All are working as a link only. So they have represented in button in one place, image in one place, and actual link in one place. So all these three are doing the same thing when you perform the click operation. That means they are getting navigated to the next page. Let me inspect this one. So this is also input type here, but input tag, but the type is submit. But the type is submit, and if you see here, ID is button. This is of type button. So whenever, even though the tag name is input, but it is acting like a button. So let me search with button tags only. It's one button, I think. One minute, I'll show you. Somewhere I have seen just a second. Let me search in some other website for button. Mm, yeah. Here you could see a button tag. Previous yes, these two are acting like a button. 1 minute. This is previous button and this is the next button. Yes. This is previous button. This is the next button. Previous and next, previous and next. So these two are buttons. So if you want to perform any action on these elements, so first locate that element, and for a button, you what you can do. So whenever you see a button, what is the action that we do? Just click on it. So on a button, first identify that element, identify a button. So first, in order to handle these web elements like link or button or image, first locate that particular web element using the locators, and then you perform the click operation. So click only we do, right? Whenever we find a link or a button or an image. So on that, if you want to perform any click operation, first locate it and then perform the click operation. If you want to do the same thing with JavaScript executor, so arguments of 0 or arguments of 1, whatever, wherever you are passing that argument. So take that index here and then use this method dot click. I think we have already covered this part, or using the JavaScript executor, right? So if you are handling a link or a button or image, first locate it, perform the click operation using JavaScript executor. You can do it like this: arguments of 0 dot click. Clear all of you? Or you do you want me to show example for any one of these three things? I will show you. So we'll see examples for these three things. Okay, now I take an example of make my trip. Already we have. So the page is launched here, and let me run this program, what we are doing here, or we'll create a new one, no problem. New class, link, button, image, demo. Okay, so let me create a class. Let me copy these things here. So I'll copy these lines from here. It is common, right? So I'll copy these lines. So once make my trip is launched, I want to find driver dot, let me store it in a variable web element. Previous button is equal to driver dot find element by dot. Let me use, can somebody tell me which attribute I can use here? So if I want to go with CSS selector, can somebody tell me which is the attribute that I can use to locate this particular element? Can someone try this one? So Dinesh, can you try? Which attribute I can use for this, for locating this one using CSS selector? Saujanya, Pratima, or Graneshwar, anyone. Can someone tell me which is the attribute that I can use? So here we have class attribute, type attribute, data hyphen role, style. So these attribute, four attributes we have. Among these four, which one I can use? Okay, so I can use this class name because let me use this class name to identify this particular element. So as we are using the CSS selector, just use the dot operator. So wherever spaces you have, you replace them with dots. Okay. So with this, there are four web elements. So let me be even more specific. But this is disabled, so I don't want to use the disabled one. Enabled one I want to use, so I'll use this button, right side button, next button I will be using. So slick hyphen arrow, slick hyphen next I'll be using, not previous. I'll use the next because previous is disabled, I cannot perform the action. So I'll use this next one. So with this next, there are 8 elements, 8 web elements. I want to use this one, this particular one. So let me be more specific. So button, this is the class. Um, Let me use this. So for this inner text, we cannot use the CSS selector as of now. So I'll be using the XPath. So inner text cannot be worked with the CSS selector. So in XPath, we have the text method, but for CSS selector, that text method is not available to check the inner text. So that is the reason I'll go and use the CSS XPath. So for XPath, you need to do this one. Type tag name can be anything. At the rate class is equal to, this is the class. Okay. And text is equal to next. Let me check with this how many entries are there. There are still 4 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, in that case, we can use the let me check all the four. This is also type button, data role null, display block, and next. For the next entry, let me check all the 4 so that I can get any difference. No, there is no difference between all these 3. Then what we have to do, we have to go to the ancestor or descendant to find a particular thing. So first, let me go to the first, this occurrence. This is the first occurrence, right? So for this, I need to, as I'm not able to differentiate between all the 4. So what I'll do, I'll go to the parent one now. So the parent of this button tag, I have to navigate, or either sibling I can navigate. So this is the button, right? For this, I can use either this one or this one as a parent and differentiate these two. Let me use ancestor double colon div at the rate class equal to this one. So now we got only one entry. I can use this XPath. So why I haven't used the CSS selector is this text method is not working. This text method is not present. In order to check the display text or inner text of a particular tag, we don't have any such method in CSS selector. So that is one drawback of CSS selector. So that is why we use this XPath. And now why we went to the ancestor means with this XPath, we were able to find four web elements. Four web elements. I want to be specific. I want this one alone. This first particular right arrow button I need to press. So I went to the ancestor level. So I went to div ancestor whose class is this one. So now I got only one entry. So if you are not able to find by using the tag alone, you can navigate to your ancestor and find a particular web element like this. So without this one, if I'm not using this ancestor one, let me remove it. We are getting four entries. If you observe, we are getting four entries. So I want to be specific. I want to select only this particular web element. So in that case, I went to the ancestor level and I got this particular specific tag like this. Okay, let me copy this one. Let me copy this XPath. So I'm finding it using XPath driver.find element by XPath. This is the XPath. Okay. So once the web element is found, now we want, so normally how we do, but web element dot click we will do. So we will perform the click operation like this. The same thing if you want to do with the JavaScript executor, we have already seen this one. So JavaScript executor. So I'll select this from org OpenQA Selenium. So I'll select this one, JavaScript executor J is equal to JavaScript executor. Now we are converting the driver to this type. And now if you want to do this click operation, je.execute query, execute script command you have to pass here, arguments of 0 dot click. Okay, and arguments of 0, I want to pass the web element previous button. So this is how using the JavaScript executor you will be performing. Let me run this program, save and run. Not sure if that clicked on this one or not, but error is also not shown. Let's wait for some more time. Let me close this and rerun the program again. It's not even showing the error message or nothing. So let me run it again. For this, so it is still in the first page only. It is not clicking on this. Let's see. It is not even showing any error. These are warnings can be ignored, but it is not showing any exception or any error here. Let's do one thing. Once it is launched, let's wait for some time. So thread.sleep we will use. So let us wait for 5 seconds. Let me run this one again. Import this. Regarding this exceptions, we will discuss in a separate class. Okay. As of now, don't worry about that one. Something is deprecated from Firefox, it seems. Let me try to run with Chrome or Safari. Save it. Run this one. Oh, now it's showing error. Let's see. Unrecognized platforms. Why this button is not working? Let me check for link at least if it works. So instead of JavaScript executor, let me try with normal click only. So if it works or not. Previous button dot click operation. Let me do that. Control S. Let me run it. So even with the normal click also, it is not working. Let me use the same thing with Firefox. Even normal click is also not happening. Normal click is also not happening here. It is not navigating. No error, nothing. Okay, so we will continue this in the next session. So till now, if you have any doubts, you can ask. There's some like this page itself is not allowing to perform that click operation using the automation. See it. Oh, click down. Let me rerun it. Just a minute. Let me rerun it. So we'll observe it when we maximize the window. So let me maximize it. Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Let me save and run it again. So it is clicking on it, identified some other holiday packages and it is clicking on that. What is happening here? Is it running this script only? It is clicking on this holiday packages, not this one. There's some mess with this. Okay, we'll continue in the next session. Till now, if you have doubts, you can ask regarding CSS selector or how we handle a text box using send keys and JavaScript executor. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll meet in the next session. We'll continue this in the next session.